Have you ever wondered if the machine learning systems we depend on could be making decisions that are ethically questionable? It's a thought-provoking question, isn't it? As we increasingly rely on these systems in various sectors, from healthcare to finance, from law enforcement to social media, we must grapple with the ethical implications of their use. Let's consider a technology we interact with almost daily: facial recognition. It's an incredible piece of technology, enabling us to unlock our phones, tag our friends in photos, and even enhance security measures. However, in the wrong hands, it could potentially be used to infringe upon our privacy, or worse, used for nefarious purposes. This is the ethical quandary we face with machine learning. The ethical considerations aren't merely about misuse. They also involve questions of fairness and bias. For instance, if a facial recognition system is trained mostly on images of light-skinned individuals, it may perform poorly when presented with images of darker-skinned individuals. This isn't a hypothetical scenario. It's a real issue that's been observed in the field. Moreover, there's the question of transparency. Machine learning algorithms can be complex and opaque, making it difficult to understand how they're making their decisions. If an algorithm makes a mistake, it can be challenging to figure out why. This lack of transparency can lead to a lack of accountability, another key ethical issue. In the coming sections, we'll delve into these ethical considerations more deeply, examining real-world case studies like Google's image recognition and Amazon's recruitment tool. We'll also discuss key ethical considerations in machine learning and explore strategies to address these concerns. As we dive deeper into the world of machine learning, we must ensure that our creations serve us ethically. After all, these systems are tools, and like any tool, they can be used for good or ill. It's up to us to ensure they're used responsibly, fairly, and transparently. Don't forget to subscribe to DemystifyTech for more insightful courses. Every day, we interact with machine learning systems without even realizing it. One of the most ubiquitous of these systems is Google's image recognition technology. It's a marvel of artificial intelligence, capable of identifying and categorizing objects in pictures with startling accuracy. But like any machine learning system, it's only as good as the data it's been trained on. This is where an interesting case study emerges. Google's technology was trained on a vast array of images, teaching it to recognize everything from dogs and cats to cars and buildings. But the technology stumbled when it came to distinguishing human features. It wasn't a limitation of the technology itself, but rather an issue with the training data. The training data, a collection of images used to teach the system, was skewed. It contained a disproportionate number of images featuring individuals of certain races, leading to an imbalance in the system's ability to accurately categorize people. This bias in the data led to racially insensitive categorizations, an issue that was not only embarrassing for Google, but also highlighted a serious ethical concern in machine learning. This is a prime example of how bias can creep into machine learning systems. In this case, it wasn't intentional, but rather a byproduct of unrepresentative training data. It underscores the critical importance of ensuring the data we use to train our models is representative of the diversity we see in the real world. It's not enough to simply create powerful machine learning systems. We must also consider the ethical implications of these systems, especially when they interact with people on a daily basis. This case study demonstrates the importance of ensuring the data we use to train our models is representative and unbiased. It's a stark reminder that the ethical considerations in machine learning are not just theoretical, but have real-world impacts that can affect people's lives. Machine learning is not only used in our daily lives, but also in major business decisions. A prime example of this is Amazon's recruitment tool. They implemented an AI-driven system to sift through resumes and streamline their hiring process. On the surface, it seemed like an efficient way to handle the massive volume of applications they received. However, as they delved deeper, they found a significant flaw. The system was displaying a bias against women. This wasn't a conscious decision by the developers, but a result of the data the system was trained on. The AI was taught to prioritize applications that mirrored those of successful employees within the company. Given the male-dominated tech industry, the majority of these successful resumes belong to men, leading to the inadvertent bias. This issue shines a light on one of the most pressing concerns in AI: unconscious bias. When AI systems are trained on data reflecting societal biases, they can inadvertently perpetuate those biases. In this case, the AI was unintentionally discriminating against women, potentially sidelining highly qualified candidates. The implications of such bias in AI are far-reaching. It can undermine the diversity and inclusivity efforts of organizations, inadvertently favoring certain demographics over others. This not only limits opportunities for underrepresented groups, but also hampers innovation and growth. Diverse teams bring diverse perspectives, fostering creativity and problem-solving. In response, Amazon adjusted the system, but the bias couldn't be completely eliminated. They eventually abandoned the tool, acknowledging the challenges of removing ingrained societal biases from AI systems. This incident served as a crucial lesson for the tech giant and the industry at large, highlighting the importance of fairness and transparency in AI. This example underscores the importance of fairness in machine learning algorithms. As we continue to incorporate AI into our lives and businesses, we need to ensure it's used responsibly, promoting fairness and inclusivity. This is a key ethical consideration in machine learning, and one we'll delve deeper into in the next segment. Machine learning has immense potential, but it also presents ethical challenges. As we dive deeper into the world of artificial intelligence, it's crucial to understand these challenges and how they can be addressed. Firstly, let's talk about transparency. In the context of machine learning, transparency refers to the ability to understand how a system works and how it makes decisions. For instance, a hospital using an AI system to diagnose diseases needs to know how the system arrives at a diagnosis. Without transparency, it's hard to trust the system or hold it accountable. Next, we come to accountability. Who is responsible when a machine learning system makes a mistake? Is it the programmers who coded the system, the company that deployed it, or the system itself? Consider the case of self-driving cars. If a self-driving car causes an accident, who is to blame? The manufacturer, the software developer, or the car owner? These questions highlight the importance of accountability in machine learning. Privacy is another significant ethical consideration. Machine learning systems often require vast amounts of data to function optimally. This data can include sensitive information such as medical records, financial transactions, or personal communications. How can we ensure that this data is used responsibly and that individuals' privacy is respected? Let's look at a few examples to illustrate these considerations. In 2017, an investigative report revealed that a machine learning system used by U.S. courts to predict future criminal behavior was biased against people of color. The system was opaque, with no one knowing exactly how it made its predictions. This lack of transparency and accountability led to a significant ethical issue. In another example, a company used machine learning to analyze job applicants' social media profiles and predict their job performance. While this may seem like an efficient recruitment tool, it raises serious privacy concerns. What if the system misinterprets a post or photo? What if it makes decisions based on information that should be private or irrelevant to job performance? These examples underscore the ethical challenges posed by machine learning. However, they also highlight the need for solutions. By prioritizing transparency, we can build trust in machine learning systems and ensure they're used responsibly. By establishing clear lines of accountability, we can ensure that mistakes are addressed and prevented in the future. And by respecting privacy, we can ensure that the benefits of machine learning don't come at the expense of individual rights. As we develop and use machine learning systems, we must keep these ethical considerations in mind. By doing so, we can harness the power of machine learning responsibly and ethically, creating a future where technology serves us all, not just a privileged few. Addressing ethical considerations in machine learning is not a simple task, but it is crucial. As we navigate this digital era, we must ensure that our technological advancements align with our moral compass. So how can we do that? First, we need to improve data quality. Machine learning models learn from data, meaning if the data is biased, the model's predictions will likely be biased too. For instance, if a recruitment algorithm is trained on data from a predominantly male industry, it might inadvertently favor male candidates. To counteract this, we must strive to use diverse, representative datasets that reflect the world in which we live. But improving data quality alone is not enough. We also need to audit algorithms for fairness. Just as we check cars for safety before they hit the roads, we should scrutinize algorithms for fairness before they make decisions. Independent audits can help identify and rectify biases. They can also offer suggestions for improvements, making our algorithms not only more fair but also more accurate and effective. Of course, these technical solutions need to be complemented by a cultural shift. We need to incorporate ethics into AI education. It's essential that those who design and develop these systems understand the ethical implications of their work. This means teaching ethics alongside coding in computer science courses and encouraging ongoing ethical training for AI professionals. Moreover, we should foster a culture of transparency and accountability in AI. This includes clear communication about how AI systems work and how decisions are made. It also means holding ourselves accountable when things go wrong, learning from our mistakes and continually striving to do better. On a broader level, we need to involve diverse perspectives in the development and governance of AI. This means including people from different backgrounds, disciplines, and walks of life in decision-making processes. By doing so, we can ensure that the benefits of AI are shared widely and that the risks are minimized and managed responsibly. Lastly, we must remember that ethics is not a box to be checked, but a continual process. As our understanding of AI evolves, so too will our ethical considerations. We need to stay vigilant, continuously questioning and challenging our assumptions. By taking these steps, we can work towards more ethical machine learning practices. This journey towards ethical AI is not easy, but it is imperative. It's a journey that requires us all to be engaged, informed, and proactive. But the rewards, a fairer, more inclusive, and more just digital world, are well worth the effort. So as we continue to harness the power of machine learning, let's ensure that we're doing so in a way that respects and upholds our shared ethical values. After all, technology is a tool. It's up to us to decide how we use it. Today, we have explored the complex landscape of ethics in machine learning. We've journeyed through real-world cases, key principles, and strategies to address these ethical considerations. Indeed, it's been quite a ride. We started off by delving into the ethical quandary in machine learning, highlighting the necessity for ethical considerations. We discussed how the decisions we make during the development and deployment of machine learning algorithms can have far-reaching implications on society. We then took a deep dive into two fascinating case studies. Google's image recognition system served as an eye-opening example of how bias can unintentionally creep into our algorithms, leading to skewed results. Meanwhile, Amazon's recruitment tool showed us that if left unchecked, these biases can result in unfair outcomes, reinforcing existing inequalities. Moving on, we examined the key ethical considerations in machine learning. We learned that fairness, accountability, transparency, and privacy are not just mere concepts, but vital pillars that uphold the integrity of machine learning. We also realized that ignoring these principles could lead to harmful consequences, not just for individuals, but for society as a whole. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. In our final scene, we outlined practical strategies to address these ethical considerations. We emphasized the importance of diverse teams, rigorous testing, and continuous learning. We stressed that there is no one-size-fits-all solution, but a commitment to constant improvement can go a long way in ensuring ethical practices in machine learning. To sum it all up, the ethical landscape of machine learning is a complex and evolving one. It's a field where technology, society, and morality intersect, creating fascinating dilemmas and challenges. But with thoughtful consideration and careful action, we can navigate this landscape responsibly. As we continue to harness the power of machine learning, let us strive to do so ethically, responsibly, and with consideration for all.